What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. It is your boy TD. Guys, don't forget to check me out on Twitter, TD Fans Talk, and Instagram, TD Fans Talk. You can also check out my new Facebook page, which is TD Fans Talk. Haven't done much, but I'll get that working really, really soon. There we go. Hey, TD. What up, Alchemist 555? I see you. Y'all hit that like button in the room. We got a great one for you today. Time to talk about our team as we near closer and closer to Sunday, which is game day. Man, I have to admit to you all, I really do have to admit to you all and keep it 100% transparent, just honest with you all. TD's getting real nervous, man. TD's getting real nervous, man. We are about to hit the field and the days are counting down. And a part of me is like, man, hurry up and come on. But then a part of me is like, oh, no, do I really want that? I'm nervous. I can't wait to see football so bad. I'm just so nervous on what we're going to see. Man, I'm nervous, guys. I really do mean that. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why before we get into the brand new depth chart, which is amazing. I love it. And we're going to talk about the ins and outs of the depth chart. No chain. All right. But yes, man. TD, it seems like the fan base is switching on Flores. Jay Orion, let him. We have to stop acting like this is something new. We have to stop acting like this is something new. This is typical. I feel like Drake would be better as a third down back. Alchemist, who says that he's not? Because he's listed as RB1, does that mean he's not? You have to really think about that. Who says he's not? But I think Drake is going to, I mean, that's what's tough. I drafted Drake in my fantasy football league, and because I think that this is going to be his opportunity to actually shine. Now, regardless of if he's the guy or not, it's still going to be hampered by the simple fact they're going to share the ball around. They really are. We knew this from day one. We knew this from day one, man. So we shall see. We're going to talk more about it in a moment. What's up, Iceberg? I see you. I'm nervous too. I get it, man. I was laying down when I woke up this morning. I was just like, oh, football's getting closer. And actually, I'm getting nervous because I love my team so much. I want to see them do well. And right now, we don't know what we're going to see on that field on Sunday. But can we see things that'll make us proud at the end of the day? Win, lose, or draw. Just proud moments, making us proud, seeing the bigger picture of what this coaching staff, the impact they have on this team. That's what I'm nervous about. I'm nervous about what impact the coaches are going to have on this team. That's what I'm nervous about. Because I have faith in them. But that doesn't mean it's always going to work out. But you know, TD, I'm going to believe until I can't believe. And I don't know a situation where I can't believe. So we're about to find out Sunday. And listening to every single coach's interview yesterday was very refreshing. Oh, my gosh. I just love our coaching staff, man. I just love our coaching staff. Just an amazing group of guys who get it. Amazing group of guys who understand big picture. Flores did a good job bringing them in, man. Really did. Yes, man. I'm so excited to see Flores' schemes and Chad's offense. Me too. Drake getting a lot of touches. We shall see. We shall see. The coaching staff looked for him to get a lot of touches, but what they didn't say is a lot of other running backs are going to get a lot of touches too, because we're going to run the hell out of the ball quite a bit. We are going to try our best to run the ball as much as possible to affect time of possession. And I hope Drake breaks out big time, especially for my fantasy league. I really do, man. And hell, if I'm not mistaken, I took him in the second round. People are like, are you kidding me? No, I ain't kidding you. I believe he will, but we shall see. So many of us have been burned by the organization. Man, one of those comments, I get it, man. I don't blame them. Me either. I don't. It is what it is. Please hit that like button on your way in, guys. Or even if you're already in, hit that like button. We only got 4 likes and 26 people in the room. Start sit Montgomery. We're going to talk about the depth chart. And yeah, Balaj is going to ball out. Everybody's getting carries. And then they're going to make the switches based off of who's feeling it for that day. That's what the running back coach said yesterday. Said, we don't know who's actually the guy. I mean, they released the depth chart, but the running back coach said yesterday, I can't even tell you who's the starting running back because, all these guys are going to be running the ball. I couldn't begin. It just depends on the game plan and who's the best fit for that week. So that makes all the sense in the world. Are we going to be a run-first offense? I keep on telling you, I think the game plan is run, play action, defense. 3 keys. Run the ball, play action, and 3, defense. Those are the 3 things. That's going to be the game plan, in my opinion. And like I was telling you guys yesterday, they came out and said it against Baltimore. We definitely are going to have to set the edge. And that's why I keep telling y'all what I was telling y'all. Got to set the edge. Until the person that emailed me and said, I don't know anything about football, whenever I said the defensive tackles can stop the RPOs, and they said I was an idiot and don't know nothing about football because defensive tackles have nothing to do with RPOs. It's about gap assignment. Just for your information, good defensive tackles eliminate gaps. That's the point I was trying to make. Good defensive tackles eliminate gaps. And by eliminating gaps, you limit RPOs. You allow your linebackers to be a whole lot freer for that individual. All right. Are we going to be? I already read that. Oh, yeah. I definitely think we running the ball a lot. Yes, sir. And screens and sports short passes. I think, yeah, but we're going to open it up at times. TD, we about to put up some points. More Grant means more points. More Wilson means more points. More Grant means more points. More Devontae, more Preston means more points. More Drake, more Balaj means more points. It's Magic means more points. Dolphins should trade for Melvin Gordon. Nah, I'm kind of off of that train. TD, we about to. I already read that. Grant finna have a breakout season. I feel. I hope so. That would be beautiful, especially from a contractual standpoint. It means that we literally got a steal. We literally would have gotten a steal if that's the case. Just be competitive. Roderick, that's all you can ask for, man. What's up, Brian? All right, guys. So let's go ahead and dive into the depth chart. Let's talk about Cameron Wolf basically put a tweet out that gave you the depth chart. And I'm going to read what he said because I want to go off of what he has because it's a good format, all right? He basically said Dolphins week 1 depth chart sports a 3-4 base defense, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the Dolphins depth chart basically and he's right. It does indicate that we will be running a 3-4 defense. Who are those 3 defensive linemen? That's what's very interesting about our depth chart. The 3 defensive linemen that are sported, all right, you ready? Here we go. Defensive end. Guess who's at defensive end? Christian Wilkins, ladies and gentlemen. Christian Wilkins is at defensive end. And what did I tell y'all 2 weeks ago? Y'all be surprised if you look up and Christian Wilkins actually might be at the defensive end position. I told y'all that. No, I'm not drunk, man. I'm drinking actually some pineapple juice and this flavored water thing. I'm trying to get it in. But the pineapple juice adds a little bit more flavor for me. All right. But yes, the defensive tackle position, we thought Christian Wilkins would be playing. But when we're in a 3-4 defense, which is going to be our base, Christian Wilkins is going to be at the end, and that ain't bad. Wilkins is slow. Hey, but he can set the edge. You're missing it. You're missing it. You can be as slow as you need to be. If you can set the edge, it doesn't matter. You're forcing everything inside of the box where you want to keep it. And this is what I try to talk to people about. And I don't understand why they don't get this logic. We look at players too much. And just like the person that just said, Christian Wilkins is slow. But that's perfect to set the edge. He can get out there and just set the edge, that big frame. And if you're still going to try to go outside, you're losing yards trying to do so, allowing linebackers precious time to still get there. Or you're just setting the edge and allowing people to come inside. It's a good schematic. It's a good scheme. He's a good guy because he's powerful enough and effective enough and moves well enough without the quote-unquote speed to where he can set the edge. And that's what that is all about. And he'll have help as well behind him with Charles Harris at the linebacker position. But Charles Harris is going to be a linebacker who he is on the depth chart, who's going to be on the line of scrimmage. So it's confusing the hell out of your left tackle. It's confusing the hell out of your left tackle. You're going to have Charles Harris on the end and Christian Wilkins next to him. And when the play hikes, Charles Harris is going to take one step forward in some cases, one step forward and back out. That one step forward is going to engage the left tackle, and Christian Wilkins is going to crash down on that end and have an easy go at it every time to set the edge. You're going to have a left tackle on the outside of Christian Wilkins. Christian Wilkins is going to turn in towards the quarterback, and the left tackle is going to be behind him. It's all schematic. Set the edge. If Lamar Miller wants to take off with his feet, he's going to have to go through. He's going to have to go through Christian Wilkins inside the box. He wants to hand it off to the running back coming that way. Christian Wilkins will already be there. And it's going to force it inside where Sam Eguavoen and Jerome Baker will eat all season. And hopefully Raekwon McMillan. I don't want to say much about Raekwon until I see it on the field because he's been hurt. And we haven't seen a good sample size for me to comment on him to the level of confidence or lack thereof. Or lack thereof. Give me a second. One moment, guys. Wow. All right, my bad, guys. But yes, I love this aspect of it. Y'all hit that like button. We got 82 in the room, only 30 likes. Let's see if we can get over 50 real quick while I take a sip break. Hit that like button. All you got to do is remove the chat, hit the like button, and bring it right back. Y'all help me out because it puts me at the top of the list. And you know what? That brings me to another subject before I continue. That brings me to another subject. I sincerely, some of y'all know me, okay? Some of y'all probably get the sense that I'm a sincere person. Because I can be an ass at times. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I can be an ass when people, especially in the comment section, people say little smart little comments. I hit them with a nice nasty. I can be that at times. But overall, I really do think that I'm a good person because it's only right to be one. And what I'm about to say, I bring this from the utmost, I don't know what words I want to use. The good person in me brings this, okay? I really do want to say thank you to every single one of you all who supports me on a whole nother level. And what I mean by that, it's one thing to sit here and listen to Dolphin content. I listen to TD Fans talk. He's pretty good. It's one thing to say it and come over here and listen. But it's another, and I'm not talking about those who donate. That's always appreciated. That's, of course, money is always driving this, the train to keep going because, You know, people got bills, all that type of stuff. But I'm talking about the people who support me in ways where some of them may not even have the money or whatever to even donate or anything like that. That's not a big deal to me. But those individuals, I feel like I'm receiving more love than anything as of lately. When I go on Instagram, when I go on Twitter, and the big one, when I go on Facebook, some of the individuals who literally, and I need to start writing these people down, but their YouTube name is different from their Facebook name, so it's hard to relate. But they go on all these social media platforms, and shout out to Fin75. I saw your recent one too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They promote this channel. They promote this channel. They let people know about it. They give their opinion on what they think about it. And as of lately, I've actually been floored at how fast we've been growing as of lately. You know, I have access to the analytics and everything this channel does. And on average, it's easy for us to gain about 25 subscribers, 25 to 30 subscribers a week. But I'm telling y'all, in the last 3 days, we done gained over 200 subscribers. And it's simply because some of you have actually done what I've asked you to do, which is take a link of a video, go to a social media site, and let them know about TD Fans Talk. Find the Dolphin fan pages and let them know about TD Fans Talk. And I've been going to these pages and stuff and seeing some of you guys, hey, I tune in to TD Fans Talk. Y'all need to check him out. Here's the link. And man, y'all don't even understand. That goes further than any and everything, further than any donation, further than it just shows me that you're willing to take that extra step to promote TD Fans Talk because you appreciate what I do. And I mean, you can't even get some people to hit the like button. You know, we got 100 people in the room right now. Only half of them like the video. And it takes no talent to hit the like button. So that shows you in itself, those who actually take the time out, because I don't expect, if you ain't going to hit the like button, you definitely ain't going to go share a video or let people know about the channel. But those who even go further and beyond is like, forget that like button. I hit that every time. I'm going to let people know about TD Fans Talk. Man, I want to say to y'all, straight up, straight up. I wish you were here right in front of me right now, and I give you a big hug, and I say thank you, thank you, thank you. But real talk, man, I appreciate y'all who go out there and put that work in for me and show your appreciation by letting other people know about the channel. Guys, it's no different than ESPN. It's no different from FS1. You know, these guys are major conglomerate media networks who have all the advertisement they need in the world to become special and be able to do what they do on a higher level. And what I want to let y'all know on the business aspect of media, in which I am now in the atmosphere of, by you doing that gives me free advertisement. And free advertisement brings more people to this channel. And more people to this channel means more respect, not only from YouTube, but just as someone who speaks about the Miami Dolphins day in and day out. It takes you to that next level. And it's not like people are saying, oh, I don't want to watch him. It's that people don't even know I exist. We are on a platform that if you go to Facebook right now and find one of the biggest Dolphin Facebook pages, which has over 60,000 people in it, 40,000 of them may not even have YouTube. And you all make it possible for them to say, oh, let me watch this video. Oh, I got to subscribe to this guy. I like what he's doing. The subscribers that we've been getting recently has nothing to do with me. It is all you all going on, sharing the videos, letting people know about the channel. And I sincerely, I'll digress because I know some of y'all like, come on, talk football. Stop all the mushy stuff. All right, but I digress. But I will say I thank you. I thank you. And I thank you again for showing your love and support to me. This is what I do now. This is what I've actually made a conscious commitment mentally to say, this is what I do now. And I enjoy it. I enjoy my work. This is what I do. And all of you who show your love and support, I love you. Thank you so much. All right. Just wanted to get that out there. That's my phrase. Oh, Lord. I just wanted to get that out there to let y'all know it doesn't go unnoticed. And as we continue to get bigger, my goal is, because the more views, I'm going to tell y'all now, I'm transparent over here. This ain't about me coming up trying to make $1 million a year. No, because if I made $1 million a year off of a YouTube channel, trust me, next year it'll be 2 million, because I'm going to be doing some of the most amazing things to help society out that I possibly can. But y'all are helping me reach my ultimate goal, to be able to get to a point where I do have the revenue to be able to impact change on people who need help. I want to be able to one day say, you know what? All right, it's time for us to take 2 or 3 subscribers and we're going to the Bahamas to impact change right now. You know, we're going to this area right here that just went through this and impact change. We're partnering with the Miami Dolphins in this to impact change. That's what it's about, man. It ain't about the almighty dollar at the end of the day. As long as my bills are paid, my children are fed, life keeps going on. But there are people out here whose bills aren't paid and their children aren't fed, and that's impacting change, all right? So that's what y'all doing when y'all help me do that. I really do want to grow this platform. I've decided as of lately, I was talking with my wife last night, sitting back, relaxing after a long day, talking to her, saying, this is what I want to do to build a large platform to impact change. And we're going to do that in more ways than you all could even imagine. And thank y'all so much, man. Wow. Shout out to my girl, man, Finsanity5 with the $50 donation to the Cash App. She just came through big time. Man. Shout out to Jasmine with the $50 donation to the Cash App just now. And if any of you all do want to donate to the channel, y'all just go to the Cash App, donate. You go to pay. Wait, was that Cash App? No, I'm sorry. That was PayPal. I'm tripping. She did it on PayPal. You can also go to the Cash App, which is the money signal, and says TD Fins Talk, or the super chat below as well. All right. So thanks, Jasmine. And I'm gonna call you on Finsanity5 about the and I'm sorry, I'm telling people your name and stuff. I'm tripping. But I'm gonna call you about the MetLife takeover, because make sure you have fun Sunday. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm going to call you about the MetLife takeover. I know my ticket has been purchased, but I got to figure out the logistics, because the very next day I have to be in Dallas. I have to be in Dallas the very next day. So I'll get with you. We'll figure it out one way or another, okay? We will figure it out, all right? But y'all hit that like button. Let's keep on moving, guys. But again, love y'all. Thank y'all, all right? All right, let's keep it moving. Before we keep going, I want to read this. Said, why is Kenyan Drake starting? Because he's the guy listed on the depth chart starting right now. He's the guy listed on the depth chart. Let's get behind it. Let's encourage him to do great. But it's just like everybody was trying to make a point and tell me, just because he listed on the depth chart first doesn't mean he's the starter. Just because he's on the depth chart first doesn't mean, it just depends on how many carries and stuff. Keep that same energy. I'm just going to say that. But whoever's the high hand, that's who we roll with. That's what it's about, man. Shout out to Alchemist555 with the donation. Feel like Preston should have started over Parker, man. I don't think so. I get your logic, especially if you want to spice it up with this newness. But again, same situation. That's all. Let's put it like this. Parker has more NFL experience. This is game one. We need players who are ready for the action. Not saying that Preston Williams isn't ready, but that doesn't mean Parker won't go out there for the first snap and insert Preston Williams. It's okay. We cannot just look at what a depth chart says and worry about who's going to get more touches and things like that. We're going to get a lot of answers on Sunday on how this team is going to be run from a personnel standpoint and everything. So let's sit back, soak it in, and evaluate and analyze afterwards. I'm going to say that. So we might actually love what we see at the end of the day, all right? Oh, that's tough. You might have to give it away to one of these amazing fans. Hey, it's a lot of fans in Jersey, Finsanity. So if I have to give the MetLife takeover ticket away to the game, most definitely. We're going to discuss it for sure. We're definitely going to discuss it, man. But thank you. I love you, sis. Ethan Vanderhoff, shout out for the donation. Ethan, and let me know in the comment section, where are you from? Because it's interesting to me that it comes with the A in front of the donation. And that makes me wonder, is it a different currency or is it coming from another country? TD, do you expect us to be a run-first offense this year like I do? Fins up from Australia. I guess you answered it. Australia, as always. Shout out to Australia in the house. I figured the A was for something, and it came through. You know what, Ethan? I don't expect us to be a run-first offense per se. But I do expect us to run the ball a lot just to set up the play action. And there will be times where there won't be play action, but anytime there's no play action, we will be spread wide, 4 and 5 receivers. Our strength on this team will be a 4 and 5 receiver set and play action and running the ball. I don't see 3 receiver sets where we're in the shotgun unless we're having problems on the O-line and requesting additional blocking. I must say, y'all, and this is the stuff that makes me nervous but happy and excited. I don't even know how I'm feeling right now. It's like I'm weirded. I've never felt like this in my life. And some of y'all may think that this is weird for me to be feeling like this or acting like this, but this is the first time I think that I've really felt so passionate about something and believed in something and have started to see the evidence of it all come to the part where I'm in. This is the stage that I'm in right now. I understood every move that we've made so far. And at the end of the day, everything you do in this league is a gamble. Everything you do in this league is a gamble. But I understand the logic behind why we've done some of the things we've done and why we've gambled the way that we have. Because at the end of the day, even if we lose the gamble, we're still in a much better position. I get that. But I guess I'm starting to feel like I'm the individual when it comes to the Dolphins that wants their cake and to eat it too. I want my cake and to eat it too. Because I want my cake in reference to we traded some good players, but for some future assets. That's a lot of cake we got. We won. But I want to eat it too in the sense of we traded those players, but I still want us to be competitive and successful. Because a part of me feels like we really will. A part of me feels like coaching does make the difference. But who do we have as a standard to prove that? And if you know anything about me, I need evidential proof about everything. I have a lot of proof in the fact that the things that we're doing now is exactly what the Patriots have been doing. And it's been successful. But it's still not proof enough for me because I have not studied the origin of when the Patriots first started this dynasty. I haven't even studied when that dynasty actually came into fruition. I don't know which year it happened, what happened the year before that, how they transformed. All I know is what happened as of lately. And we're headed in that direction. So I don't know what to expect for the immediate future. And yes, I just said that. But I'm so hopeful, and I did say hopeful, that coaching can make a day one difference. Because I'm a firm believer that that is one of the most massive parts of this game that goes unnoticed in the front office and ownership and the media. Nobody talks about the impact that coaches can have. Oh, their linebackers suck. Insert new coach. Oh, their linebackers are amazing now. Nobody talks about those aspects of the game. because it's too granular and it would take too much research and it would take too much time to report that. So what do? We always, in the media world, stick to quarterback, 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 quarterback. Everything revolves around a quarterback, 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 quarterback. Everything revolves around a quarterback, quarterback. When there are some good teams who have so many assets that make a difference in them winning Super Bowls than the quarterback, but since we only talk about quarterback, everything revolves around a quarterback. We don't even notice it. So all these teams are in this search for the greatest quarterback. And they wonder why they still don't win. Yeah, they have success, but they still don't win what the ultimate goal is set out to what you're set out to accomplish with that ultimate goal. They don't do it. They don't. Because football is more than a quarterback. Football is more than offensive linemen. Football is more than your running backs, your receivers, your tight ends, your defensive ends, your defensive tackles, your linebackers, your Sam, your Mike of the world, your cornerbacks, your nickels, your safeties, free or strong. It is so much bigger than all of that. And it is also bigger than coaching. But you know what I do realize? That if we were to weight all of these areas, coaching is supposed to have the biggest impact on the team more than anything. And if coaching doesn't have the biggest impact on your team, then I'm a firm believer that you're building that team the wrong way. I believe in these coaches. Let's put Brian Flores aside for a second. Forget Brian Flores for a minute. And he's phenomenal. I love what I'm seeing in Brian Flores. But let's put him to the side, because that's all we want to talk about all day, every day, is how good or bad Brian Flores is as a whole. When at the end of the day, you know who we should be talking about? Let me name some of the guys who we should be talking about. And I'm going to do my due diligence and start talking about these guys a little more. We should be talking about Rob Leonard a little more and how he's impacted these linebackers already. We should be talking about how Rob Leonard has taken Sam Egwavon and made him a starting linebacker in the NFL. Not because we cut Kiko, because truth be told, he probably was going to take that position anyway. We need to talk about how Rob Leonard has transformed Jerome Baker in someone that TD respects. And that may not carry a lot of weight for some of y'all, but for myself, oh my gosh, I was very critical about Jerome Baker this offseason and what we need to see, the improvement we need to see. And I am already impressed. It needs to translate on Sunday, but I'm already impressed. We need to talk about Marion Hobby. What this guy's been able to do on the defense. See, I know these are names that some of us don't even know, because no one puts time into talking about the coaches on the staff. They only talk about Flores and O'Shea. But do you know the guys who are really working day in and day out to improve these players? See, it's easy for us to say, oh my gosh, Jerome Baker made the Pro Bowl this year. Look at the Flores. That's the effect that Flores have on him. But we'll skip right over Rob Leonard and not realize the impact that he's had on this. He's the actual linebacking coach. We need to be talking about Carl Dorrell. Dorrell or Doral. We need to be talking about Carl. How he working with these receivers, how he raved about these receivers, how he can't wait till Jakeem Grant and Albert Wilson gets on that field, how he switched those guys from boundary to receivers to slot receivers and defined their role. How he talked about we got so much versatility in this receiving core. These are the guys putting the work in every day. So when these guys break out, don't say O'Shea. O'Shea running the mothership. You give him his credit where credit is due. But these are the men working with these players every day, one-on-one. O'Shea's handling this offense. O'Shea's in all of them, but it's minimal time in all of them just to get to all of them. We got to start recognizing the coaches we got on the staff and what they've been able to do. Eric Studville. Studesville or Studsville. Running back coach. We got 5, 6 running backs on this roster. Let me verify. Running back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Plus Cox. 6. Nobody in their mama projected 6. But look what he's been able to do with every single one of those guys in that room. This is a thing of beauty, man. And shout out for the $5 donation coming from none other than Dante Crane. He said, can you go over the whole depth chart, please? I'm about to hit it now. I just got to give respect where respect due. I got to give respect where respect is due. Dave Duglielmo. Y'all already know I had a whole video on him. And Patrick Graham. I talked about him as well already. We know who Chad O'Shea and Brian Flores is, but don't forget about the rest of these guys who are putting work in with this organization every day. Every day, man. Every day. But anywho, man, let's dive into this depth chart. We already know we're going to be running a 3-4 defense with Christian Wilkins at the defensive end position. All right. 2 starters. And this is crazy. We got 2 starters that we just brought in. Left tackle Julian Davenport, who I talked about yesterday. I told y'all this guy was going to start at left tackle. Great pickup. If you were privy to be on the live stream to watch his video with me before I had to delete it so they didn't shut us down, Julian Davenport is going to be a good left tackle for us. Facts. Day 1 starter, and he's going to be good enough. I think Julian Davenport is going to teach us the lesson that if Tunsil is here and Julian Davenport is here, then why in the hell do we need that? Why do we need this much more? He's going to teach a lot of y'all a lesson. Why do we need this much more? Look at what this guy's doing. We're good. Why do we need this much more? He's going to teach y'all that. And defensive end John Jenkins is listed as a starter. He is listed as a starter at the defensive end position. Y'all already know, and he has good experience. I'm going to talk about him later in the video. The team wasn't even here last week. Tunsil much better now. Hey, but I'm about to show you why that much better don't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter, man. I don't know about that, TD. Let me tell you something. Tunsil is better than any offensive lineman the Patriots had. Tunsil is better than any offensive lineman the Patriots had. But it didn't matter. They still got the job done. So what is there not to really know about? That much more can make a difference, TD. That's why I'm telling some of y'all about to learn, it doesn't matter. When you find all, like the coach said, all you got to do is get all the wiring right, find a unit that plays together. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. As a matter of fact, y'all have no evidence to prove that it matters. Because has it mattered the last 3 years we had him? Has it mattered the last 3 years we've had Tunsil? So don't tell me that much does make a difference. It hasn't mattered. TD, why we cut Vincent Taylor? Do they have a replacement? I just named them. Defensive end John Jenkins. And not to mention Willis on the practice squad might move up. But you also got to recognize, like I just said, we're going to be in a primary 3-4 defense. At times, it's going to look like a 4-3 because Charles Harris is going to be on that end. But he's actually listed as a linebacker because we are officially running a 3-4. They have changed him to an outside linebacker. Devon Godchild is listed now as a nose tackle. Not a defensive tackle, but a nose tackle. All right? And let's go one by one. Depth chart. Here we go. Wide receiver. Outside, Devontae Parker as the starter. Other wide receiver, Albert Wilson. And the last wide receiver is Jakeem Grant. Again, schematic. If we run a 2 wide receiver set, you might see Devontae Parker and Albert Wilson. If we run 3 wide receivers, you'll see Devontae, Albert, and Jakeem. If we run a 4 wide receiver set, that's where it gets tricky because the second unit at the wide receiver position is Preston Williams, Allen Hurns, and Preston Williams. So obviously, now listen, this is what they're telling y'all. Albert Wilson is the slot receiver, by the way. And Allen Hurns is the backup slot receiver. Jakeem Grant looks like he's the right outside wide receiver, and Preston Williams will back him up. Devontae Parker is the left side wide receiver, and Preston Williams will back him up. So let me repeat that, guys. Here's what we have on the field from a depth chart, and when people are coming in and out of the game, what you're going to see. If Albert Wilson comes out of the game, Allen Hurns is going to replace him in the slot. If Jakeem Grant comes out of the game, Preston Williams replaces him. If Devontae Parker comes out, Preston Williams replaces him. So Preston Williams is going to get just as much play as Jakeem Grant and Devontae Parker because he get to spare both of those guys anytime they're out. He's going to spare them anytime they're out. So hypothetically, say Jakeem Grant plays 60% of the snaps. No, let's say 70% of the snaps. That's going to give Preston Williams the other 30. And if Devontae Parker plays 70% of the snaps, that's going to give Preston his other 30. Preston Williams is going to be on the field possibly 60% of the plays. Y'all see that breakdown? 70, 70, 60. Albert Wilson is probably going to be an 80 guy. Allen Hurns backing him up with 20 or replacing if an injury happens. I like what they did there. They're all still going to be playing a good amount. So don't look at who's starting and who's not. It's going to be a lot of moving pieces, all right? 200 people in the room, only 90 likes. Y'all hit that like button. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to the running backs. Kenyan Drake is listed as the number 1 back. Kalen Ballage is listed as number 2. And once again, it's nothing to look. You don't look much into that because when you give your official depth chart, there's no such thing as an or, like the Dolphins have been listing in preseason. Your official depth chart turned into the NFL, there's no such thing as an or. So you got to list it how it is. All right, so Kenyan Drake, Kalen Ballage, 1 and 2. Mark Walton is number 3, no shocker there. Patrick Laird, number 4, no shocker there. And Myles Gaskins, number 5, no shocker there. Kind of what we all assumed if Myles Gaskins made the roster and if Patrick Laird made the roster, and they both did. Quarterbacks. Ryan Fitzpatrick, the starter. Josh Rosen, second unit, as we all know already. Tight ends. This one was interesting. This one was very interesting. I actually thought Durham Smith would have came up and got that starting position, but Mike Gesicki is still the starter. And let me tell y'all why, because everybody be like, TD, is Mike Gesicki officially a bust? Let me talk to y'all about that. There's a difference from what y'all saw on the field versus what this man does in practice. Not only that, there's also a difference. Man, watch out. Y'all might look out and see Mike Gesicki name a lot. That's not act like he wasn't targeted a few times in preseason and the quarterbacks really screwed those possessions up. The quarterback screwed up quite a few of those situations in preseason. Maybe. You're right. Maybe we'll look up and he's something. I'm not going to be the one that steps out on a limb and say that's what's going to happen. But I will tell you this. The reports that we get from practice, he's been just fine. It's just that we've actually seen Durham Smith perform in the game well as also. But right now, Mike Gesicki is the starter. Smith is the second. But what y'all got to understand is this team is going to be running a lot of 2 tight end sets. This team is going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets. Nick O'Leary, 3rd string, and Chandler Cox is 4th string, but we know he's the fullback. We should convert Mike into a wide receiver. Well, that's what he is. That's what he is. If you don't think Gronk was a wide receiver, that's exactly what he was. That's exactly what he was. A big one, too. All right, let's talk about this offensive line. Julian Davenport, I like it. Michael Dieter, I like it. Daniel Kilgore, I like it. Shaq Calhoun, hopefully he can impress. I'm not heavily impressed, but he gonna get his first grade on Sunday. Jesse Davis at right tackle. I think Jesse Davis is actually getting better. I think he's getting better. But like everybody would say, time will tell. Time will most certainly tell. Davenport is so trash. Lies. That's fake news. Hey, man, what's up? You called? Yes, ma'am. Oh. Yeah, right after. All right, bye. Sorry, wife called. Got to handle it. But I'm good. I'm good with the starting O-line. O-line scares me. It scares everyone. But on Sunday, we're going to have to face our fears and see if it was even necessary to be scared. People are sleeping on the Dolphins. Oh, I know. I know. Better tell them, stay woke. Stay woke. Backup lineman. Isaiah Prince is backing up Julian Davenport. Not impressed. Chris Reed is backing up Dieter. That's cool. Evan Boehm is backing up Kilgore. I like that. Danny Isidora is backing up Shaq Calhoun. Some can argue that Danny probably should be starting now, but time will tell. And Isaiah Prince backing up the right tackle, Jesse Davis. So Isaiah Prince is going to get some good playing time because he's backing up both tackles. And that's our offensive line group. 10 guys in here for the team. 10 guys. Shout out to Scotland in the house. I see you, Road Runner. Let's keep it moving. Defense. Woo! Our new defensive end, John Jenkins. If you don't know anything about him, look him up. The coach is already saying positive things about him. But he's only going to be a defensive end in a lot of situations where we run 4 down linemen. But he is listed as a starter. Nose tackle, Devon Godchild, no secret there. Defensive end, Christian Wilkins. Now, so your starting group is Christian Wilkins, Devon Godchild, and John Jenkins. I don't even know why I said John Jenkins only in a 4-down set. He's actually going to be starting. I don't know why I didn't catch that before, but yes. And that's primarily because Charles Harris is at the linebacker position. But backing up the defensive end position, John Jenkins immediately beat out Avery Moss before he even had a real snap with the team. All right. Jonathan Ledbetter is the backup defensive lineman. I'm not even going to say defensive end or defensive tackle because they have them listed as both as the backup, nose tackle and defensive end. The beautiful part of this team is the linebacking core that I love, depending on how well Raekwon McMillan does. Raekwon McMillan is going to be the linebacker starting. Sam Egwavon, starting linebacker, and Jerome Baker in the middle of those guys, starting. Those are our starting linebackers. If you don't know anything about youth, that is the epitome of youth. Not only is it the epitome of youth, I'm proud of that youth, and I feel real confident about that youth being our future. Literally, that youth might turn out to be our future dominating linebacking core. Sam Egwavon on a great deal, and if he does phenomenal this year, they might as well rip that paper up, give him another deal, and it'll still be team friendly. Raekwon McMillan, same situation. Jerome Baker, same situation. Now, they'll definitely might have to give him a little more money if he turns out great, but that's all right. I don't mind putting that money on the defense. Backup linebackers. Andrew Van Ginkel. Nice. Vince Bajor, which some people say he could have started over Raekwon, but I don't think so yet. We need to see both of these guys. And Dion Lacey. Wait, excuse me. I didn't. Well, I'll address that in a second. Dion Lacey. Now, let's talk about the fourth linebacker position on this roster. Charles Harris has been converted from a defensive end to a linebacker. Guys, he's dual. He's both, okay? He's both. And he will be backed up by James Crawford, and that's because we have that 3-4 scheme, all right? TD loved Gase. Yeah, I loved Gase. At first, I really loved Gase. Somebody just made that comment. TD, you loved Gase? Absolutely. I thought that if Gase had a healthy team, Gase was good enough. We could have got it done with Gase if he had a healthy team. Some of y'all would agree with that. Last year, no injuries, and if we had no injuries, you think we would have still won 7 games with no injuries? And injuries are a part of the game. The problem with Adam Gase is those injuries exposed him as a coach. The only thing about Adam Gase is he's only a good coach when everything around him is good. No difference from Tannehill. He needed everything around him to be right. But when Gase got exposed for not knowing how to adjust and be able to put players in the best situation, I got off that train immediately. Not immediately, but immediately. Right off that train. He showed himself, and right away, I went from loving that man. Y'all know what I mean when I say love. Don't get carried away. But I went from loving everything about his coaching to just despising it with I don't even know the words to use. So, yeah, I was all down for Gase. But he showed that he can only be successful if everything around him is good. Why do you think the Jets doing what they're doing now? Loading up. But that ain't a luxury that any team can have long term. Just not. All right? Let's keep it moving. All right, let's go to defensive end. We already hit. No side. We already hit the linemen. Cornerbacks. Xavier Howard, Eric Rowe. No secret there. The interesting part was Johnson Badamosi is a backup cornerback. We really need to see more of him. Jamal Wilkes, we knew that already. Ken Webster and Chris Lemons. We kept a lot of cornerbacks, y'all. 6. We kept 6 cornerbacks. At safety is Rashad Jones, backed up by Minka Fitzpatrick, and that's strong safety. And at free safety, Bobby McCain, backed up by Walt Aikens and Stephen Parker. Now, some people got upset about this depth chart. Why is Minka not starting? Minka is starting. Minka is starting. The depth chart ain't listing a nickel, okay? It's not listing a nickel. And Rashad Jones is the starting strong safety. That's just how it works, okay? Minka is the nickel, and when he's not in the nickel, he'll probably be sparing Rashad at the strong safety. That's what it is, all right? So that is our defense. Special teams, specialists. Jason Sanders, the GOAT, the predetermined GOAT. Punter, Matt Hack. Kickoff, Jason Sanders. Long snapper, Tabor Peppers. You better not throw one of them higher than you need to. Don't let go, John Denny. Our longest Dolphin. Who is our longest tenured Dolphin now? Does anybody know who our longest tenured Dolphin is now? Is it Rashad Jones? I'm trying to think. Is it Rashad Jones at this point? Rashad Jones, yep. Now watch this. Here's a trivia question. If Rashad Jones was going right now, who is our longest tenured Dolphin? Who is our longest tenured Dolphins? Oh, Akins. Okay, that would make sense. Okay. Man. It's crazy. Jesse Davis. Is he? Is he top 3? Got to go look that up. Greer's the longest. Fire Greer. Pete, stop that, man. He always had to fight with Tannenbaum. Why you think Tannenbaum on TV now and not in the organization? Parker. Oh, I mean, that would make sense. Isn't Parker would be one of the longest tenure after those guys? That would make sense. Bobby McCain, yeah. That's that new era of change, if you ask me. That's when it all started. Jesse Davis been there since Philbin. Wow, Tannenbaum is a bum. Bobby McCain. Y'all going off, man. Y'all is going off. Give these guys some breaks, man. I was going to shoot my first fishing video with my pumps this Saturday. I do a lot of spearfishing also. Oh, man. I might have to hit this guy up, man. The guy hit me up, told me he's a fan of the channel, and he loved to take me and my dad out fishing in the Keys because we always like going fishing, especially in the Keys. And y'all know me. Doing this, I'm a little skeptical about everything, man. I'm skeptical about everything. I said, can you send me your Facebook? Can you send me some pictures of you fishing and everything? He sent me some pics, man. He really do be out there fishing, man. I might have to take him up on his offer, man. Get out there in that water and bring him in, baby. Y'all don't know nothing about that fishing, man. I live that fishing life, just so y'all know. Haven't done it as much as I'd like to, you know. You have to be skeptical. Absolutely. Do y'all remember the Miami Miracle last year when CBS Sports contacted me and say they wanted me to be on the Sunday morning special? Man, when they contacted me, I was more skeptical than anything ever. I'm talking to an important guy, and I'm just like, hey, can I speak to your boss? Can I get a letterhead from CBS? Can I do this? They had the actual head producing president call me and contact me and everything. I'm all on the thing looking them up. I didn't believe it was real until they flew out and showed up at my house that Friday morning. They were like, hey, that Thursday, they were like, hey, we're here in town. We could meet tonight just to go over some details, or we can meet tomorrow. I said, tomorrow's fine. I don't know where y'all going to try to ask me to come. But tomorrow came, and they're like, yeah, we're here. Where are you? So I opened the door, and I was like, man, let's see. And sure enough, 3 guys bringing out equipment, lights, cameras, and all type of stuff. I'm like, Lord, this is real. This is real. Boy, I thought it was somebody coming to – I thought it was Get Out Part 2. I thought it was Get Out Part 2. I ain't know. I'm just saying. I thought it was Get Out Part 2. I'm the star in it, too. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, man, we filmed it. And the whole time I got my phone ready to dial if it's an emergency, you know. I had to hide a little ammunition in a few places just in case they were coming in with cameras actually about to shoot the video camera this massacre or something. I don't know, boy. You got to be careful these days. But yeah, man, it was a good experience though, man. It was really a good experience. It too cold for you. I don't know what he's talking about. Idaho could do nothing for us. That was couldn't neighborhood. I don't know. TD, I believe before this season is over, Rosen will prove to be our franchise quarterback. I'll respond to that. I'm going to be honest. I don't even know how that would happen. Let me tell you why I say that. How would Rosen become our solidified starter before the end of the season? And the reason why I'm skeptical of even that is because of this. If the team is doing well, that's not going to happen. If the team is doing horribly bad, it's probably because of the O-line. Are the coaches going to put him out with a bad O-line? The only way I could see that happening is if there's an injury by Fitzpatrick. Somebody said Fitz will get hurt. That would make all the sense in the world. Fitz going to get destroyed. I don't know, man. I don't know. What if it's not the O-line? I don't see Fitz playing terribly bad if it's not the O-line. That's the problem I have. I don't see him this year playing terribly bad unless it's the O-line. Do y'all realize what the odds are of Fitzpatrick playing really, really bad if the O-line does their job? It's not likely. No, he ain't Brady. He ain't Russell. He ain't Mahomes. Hell, some will argue he ain't even Lamar. But I just don't see him playing horribly bad to where he ain't playing Tebow first 3 quarters bad. Y'all can get that out your mind now. Let's be real here. He ain't no quarter 1, 2, 3 Tebow. He's not. And that's typically what it takes for you to be like, for your line to be blocking and your coach like, it ain't working out. We're going to make the switch. You got to be, in order for a coach to make a switch on quarterbacks like that, you have to be Tebow quarter 1, 2, 3 bad. And no matter how much y'all don't like Fitzpatrick, y'all can say he's trash. Y'all know he ain't first, second, and third quarter Tebow. So that's my problem. That's why it's hard to see it. It'll have to be an injury. Rosen will go down, Fitz will go down and Rosen will get us the W. Fitz will have to go down. Who's tailgating this Sunday? Hey, you got to check out my boy Vincent, man. I'm going to be at his tailgate for probably about an hour hanging out with him. Then I'm going to walk around because I told y'all I got like 1,000 TD Fans Talk cards coming in the mail. Lord, please come today, tomorrow, or Friday. Gosh, be here before I leave. Because I'm going to be out there at the tailgate letting people know about the channel. Real Tupac said he going to be out there helping me out, so that'll be what's up. And I already told him I can't pay him, but it's all right, man. Tebow helped win a playoff game. LOL. I said quarter 1, 2, 3 Tebow. Not fourth quarter Tebow. Shout out for the donation from, let me see, who is this? Ed Dowling. Appreciate your love and support. Ed said, TD, I think if anybody deserves to get a ring with us, I'd say it's John Denny. I agree. But does John Denny deserve to get a ring more than Dan Marino? Does John Denny deserve to get a ring more than Zach Thomas? More than Jason Taylor? Hell, even more than Cameron Wake. You see where I'm going with this? I get your logic. But there are a lot of Dolphin players who deserve to get a ring. There are a lot. We are not in the ring business. Hey, Jeff, that actually made me laugh. We're not in the ring business. You know what, man? I hope we starting to be. We are in the rebuilding business. But, hey, hopefully this front office is adjusting that, man. TD, who do we pay big money on our current roster? Tunsil wasn't deserving of it, but who is? I can only imagine of one or two guys. That's a loaded question, yet a great one. Let me talk to you about that. In the near future, the salary cap is going to go to about 198, 199. So let's just say it's going to be $200 million. Okay? $200 million. Let me help y'all understand a bigger picture, okay? With $200 million, let me bring my calculator out so I can be as precise as possible to help people out see the bigger picture, okay? $200 million divided by 53 players. That means the average player on every roster is only going to be making $3,774,000. Less than $4 million. Okay? Now, here's where it gets even more complicated. When you take the $200 million, right? Y'all follow me on this, all right? How much are we giving Xavier Howard per year? Y'all know better than me because sometimes I don't remember these exact numbers. How much do we give Xavier Howard a year? Y'all let me know in the comment section how much we giving Xavier Howard a year right now. I done already forgot. 17. So we're gonna subtract 17 equals. Wait, hold on. Oh, I did $17. I'm tripping. Me minus 17 million. Million, I tell you. All right. Minus how much is Bobby McCain getting? Do y'all know? How much is Bobby McCain making? Why am I tripping? Let me pull up Sports Track. I'm going to show you. I'm going to paint a picture for y'all, okay? Sports Track. All right. Bobby getting 6. Minus 6 million. Because I want y'all to understand. One second, guys. Let's pull up Miami Dolphins. NFL. And that way I can answer better. Oh, he ain't getting 6, he getting 8. I thought it was 8, but I was going with what y'all said because I don't try to remember all the time. All right, NFL. Let's do this, man. That way I could tell you who should get paid and how much they should get paid. We're going to break that down real quick for a little bit. That's a good idea to do. That's a good thing to do for us, all right? Where are we? Spot Track. Well, TD, Jerry Jones didn't carry with the Murray transaction. Didn't carry with the Murray transaction. What do you mean? I don't know what you're saying. I didn't understand that. Help me out, bro. Help me understand what you're saying. Miami Dolphins player salary. Player salaries. That's right. Rebuild every year with Ross. I'm good with that. I am all good with that. Over the cap. Yeah, let's use them. They're pretty good too. They give you contracts. Let's go. Flores is still playing with Patsy. He's getting rid of the good players to make Brady win. Oh, Lord. Y'all are hilarious, man. Y'all are really, really, really hilarious. I can't deal with y'all. Flores is the agent of the Patriots. Boy, they really advanced then. They done infiltrated the Dolphins. Man, maybe I shouldn't use over the cap because this ain't giving me. All right, it is. It's giving me the average yearly. It's giving me the yearly average, but I want the years too. So sorry, I need to go to Spot Track. Bobby 6. Y'all ain't gonna make y'all mind up. All right, this is it. Here we go. All right. So let me help you understand. All right. Now, let me see. I'm not gonna include Rashad Jones because I don't expect him to be here next year. Okay. So Xavier Howard. We also can't forget that Albert Wilson is making $8.4 million minus 8.3333 million equals. Bobby McCain is 6.4 roughly. Right? Ryan Fitzpatrick, 5,500 minus 5,500. Y'all get my point. 5.5 million. Right? Devontae Parker is roughly about 4.9 million minus 4.9 million. Ooh, why did I actually type in point? All right. Who else we have over at least 3 million? Only Minka Fitzpatrick, and that's 3.8 roughly. Minus 3.8. All right. So Miami Dolphins have officially got their books in order. Now I know it doesn't count this way this year only because Rashad Jones is also on the roster. But based off of next year, if we let Rashad Jones go, right? If we let Rashad Jones go, well, hold on. I also have to consider your boy who just got his new deal, Jakeem Grant. Let me see if his is listed. Let me see if his new contract is. Yeah, it's on here. It's definitely on here. Woo. Yeah, he go from 1 million, 1.3 all the way to 4.4. And his go as high as, oh my gosh, they just did this deal beautifully. Who they did this deal beautifully. Technically, Jakeem Grant's contract is only $15.7 million. It's just that they give him a prorated bonus of almost $600,000 a year for making a roster, and another $500,000 on a specific day if he's on the roster, and workout bonus of $50,000. Technically, his contract is only about $16 million. I was definitely spot on that. But the problem is dead cap. He does carry dead cap every year if we were to cut him, but it's less than half of his salary each year. I didn't know that. Okay, good to know. All right, but Jakeem Grant's going to be about 4.3, so I need to add that. All right, so here's the beautiful thing about the Miami Dolphins, okay? Here's the beautiful thing for the future with the Miami Dolphins. Let me help y'all understand this, okay? Right now, when we go into next offseason, right? When we go into next offseason, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players are going to take up $50 million, and that's beautiful. So you're going to have $150 million left not to spend because some of these guys are still under contract. But your $150 million is going to account for 46 players. Divided by 46. That's going to give everybody on average of $3.2 million per year. You can really keep quality players on this roster that way. The problem is the thing of the past. If I added a player like Tunsil on here for $20 million, instead of the average player making $3.2 million, it would go down to like $2.7 million. Keeping a Kenny Stills at $10 million would bring down the average to like 2.5 million per player. Everybody you sign on a big deal like that continues to drive down the average of the rest of the roster. And this is what they call being top heavy. It's called being top heavy. So I want to play a little game real quick, and y'all help me out. Especially for people that don't like all these cuts and stuff. Let's play a game where we start at $200 million, right? And we're about to subtract as if we actually signed the players that y'all didn't want to cut to what they would have made, all right? So we're going to start off with right tackle Jajuan James. Do y'all remember how much he made? How much did he get? Jajuan James, what was his yearly salary? We got 200 people in the room. Somebody has to know it. How much did Jajuan James get on his salary? What if Laramie was willing to be cap friendly? What if he was? They'll be all good, but I don't think that's the case. So Jajuan James was $15 million. Watch this, y'all. Xavier Howard was $17 million. Minus Laramie Tunsil, which actually reports say he would be worth anything between 17 to 20 million. I'm just going to say 18. Right? Minus. Who else? Well, you can't forget Bobby Mccain is still going to get his 6.4 because he's under contract for a little. Minus who else under contract for a little bit? Then you got Albert Wilson's 8.3 minus what you drinking, TD? This is like flavored water, and then I had some pineapple juice I added to it. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 5.5 million. Ooh. One moment. All right. What else we got? Mika Fitzpatrick, 3.8. Anybody else? You would actually want to re-sign Rashad? Well, he's on the roster now. Let's subtract his 17 million. Anybody else y'all would have wanted to keep or sign to a bigger deal? Jakeem Grant already added his money. And don't bring us back to Jarvis Landry and Ajayi and all of that. But anybody else who y'all wanted to sign? Anybody else? Yeah, but how much would you have been willing to give a Nate Orchard? All I'm going to say is, guys, that is 9 players. 9 players right there. Man, I didn't add Parker. 10 players. Basically, you got $106 million left over. After signing 9 players, you got $106 million left over. Let's do the math here. Nine players on a 53 is 54. That means your average player on this roster would make about $1.9 million. You got 9 players. 9 players that you spending almost $100 million on. So the other 40 players are going to make less than $2 million. How can you really feel good about your team? No. Let's play another game. Let's do another thing. 106. Let's make it even worse. 106. We're gonna add Ryan Fitzpatrick's 5.5 million back on, and we're gonna subtract it with everybody want a franchise quarterback who costing about $35 million this year. Now let's do the math. That'll leave you with $76 million if we had a franchise quarterback guy. $76 million. 76 to divide between 46 players. No, not 46, 44. Everybody will make $1.7 million, the rest of the people on the roster. And y'all think y'all can really build out a roster that way. Everybody else, 1.7. And here's the crazy part about it. Then you're going to have players like Jerome Baker, Minkah Fitzpatrick, all of these guys coming up for their new deal. Not to mention, I'm giving y'all Minkah Fitzpatrick's salary right now, which is $3.7 million. When in reality, next year it goes to $4.5 million. Then it goes to $5.2 million. We naming all these people who have progressive salaries who are going to keep going up. So the reality is, I could venture out on a limb to say you would have about next year $60 million divided by 44 players, $1.36 million per player. But y'all want to pay everybody. Pay the man. Not to mention if any of these guys are on their fourth year, it's so much higher. And then their new deal is going to require more. The name of the game in the NFL is to bring in young talent, develop them, and bring in more young talent to back them up. The perfect system in the NFL looks like this. I drafted Christian Wilkins this year. 2 years from now, we should be all caught up to where we're drafting Christian Wilkins' replacement. And he gets to play with Christian Wilkins and learn from him for 1 year. And then when the contract year comes up, we're telling Christian Wilkins, here's the team-friendly deal we have for you, but it still shows you respect. In the open market, since you turned out to be great, you can go get $15 million a year. But we have an $11.5 million contract right here for you right now and get a little more guaranteed money. If Christian Wilkins say yes, we keep Wilkins and we still got a young talent. Now we're looking at the other defensive tackle position. What's going on over there with the money? You're supposed to keep rotating players in and out. That way in an emergency situation, you can go grab that player and pay him that much. Now, what positions do you pay? I can go through this roster right now and tell you who you actually pay. Obviously, you pay Xavier Howard. Truth be told, Albert Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, let me look at his deal. Let me look at Albert Wilson's deal. Albert Wilson's under contract until 2020. This is 2019, and he's making $8.3 million. And next year, he'll be making $11 million. Truth be told, either Albert Wilson is going to restructure or he won't even be on the roster next year. He either is going to restructure or he's not even going to be on the roster next year. Facts. Big facts. Woo. 11 mil. He jumps up. His salary increases in 1 year by $2.5 million from 8.3 to 10.8. TD, I said that about Wilson last night on Facebook and people lost their minds. They can lose it all they want, Ron. Keep speaking the truth, bro. Let them lose it. And not to mention, he's going to be 28 years old next season. And if we honored that contract next season, he would be 29. Let me tell y'all what's going to happen. Let me tell y'all what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you now. You heard it here first, because watch it happen. Watch it happen. Albert Wilson is finna ball the hell out this year. Albert Wilson is about to ball the hell out this year. And we'll have him for another year, but guess what we're going to do next offseason? Pick up another draft pick. Pick up a whole nother draft pick. Because he's under contract for a year. I'm going to tell y'all now, the Dolphins have no incentive of releasing him when the season ends, even if they know he ain't going to be on this roster. They're going to hold on to him. Even if they know they're going to release him, they will, even if they have to, they will wait all the way until this week next year to release him. Because they're going to wait to see if they can find somebody to trade for him between the season ending and this week next year. And we're going to take a cap. Well, it's going to be traded, so we won't take no dead money cap hit. He'll be traded. Well, it depends on what's the parameters of the trade. If they rip up the contract or if they just trade straight up. You can book it now. Albert Wilson is another draft pick sitting and waiting. Albert Wilson is another draft pick sitting around waiting for next year right now. Unless he's that type of guy that takes a team-friendly deal. See, if they can give Jakeem Grant roughly $4 million a year all the way up to $6 million a year, then Albert Wilson can get about 7.5, maybe even 8. But he got to be willing to come off of that almost $11 million that he's due next year and restructure that deal. I can see the Dolphins pulling them in if they decide to want to keep him. And it'll be his last big contract. That's what's going to work against the Dolphins. Because it's going to be his last big contract because he's going to be 28 years old. If he plays well and break out this year, he will be in line for his last decent, I can't even say big, but last decent contract. And when players are on their last decent contract, they have to look at the money. But you can't rule out them giving him a decent deal and giving him a decent amount of years and him staying with Miami if he ends up loving what happens here. That's what's going on. So I can't even sit here and tell you pay this guy. This is a ultimate restructure at best. At best, restructure. Let's keep going. Bobby Mccain. This water don't even taste good like that. Here we go. Bobby McCain's under contract until 2022. But the crazy thing is, Bobby McCain is going to be making on average. Bobby McCain is guaranteed for the next 2 years. 2021 is when we don't take as much of a cap hit and we can make a decision. And 2022 as well. No need to even talk about him. He's already locked in for the next 3 years. Let's talk about a few more. Ryan Fitzpatrick, we don't need to discuss. Devontae Parker, we don't need to discuss. They on short-term deals. They on make it or break it, prove it deals. Minkah Fitzpatrick, I mean, Minkah's still on a rookie deal. He's still got a few left on that. Charles Harris. That's actually a good one to look at. Charles Harris. Here's another guy. Charles Harris is going to be making $3 million this year. If we cut him, it'll hit us for $6 million because he's on a rookie deal. Next year, he'll be making $3.5 million. Charles Harris going to be on this roster as long as he perform well. There is no incentive to cut Charles Harris next year because even if he plays bad, because if we cut him, we're taking a $3.2 million hit when he only making 3.4. Might as well keep him, pay him the extra $200,000 to keep him. He's going to be on this roster or traded if he doesn't do well. So he has a future with the team. But he's also an individual that if he doesn't do well, this contract is going to play out in its entirety all the way to the end. But if he does very well, next offseason, they're going to bring him in the office and get another team-friendly deal. You know why? They're giving it to him before he has to play his last season. Y'all see how they setting it up? They'll still get a team-friendly deal. Even if he does really, 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 really well. And it's time to re-sign him the year after. By signing him a year early, we get a team-friendly deal. Y'all got to recognize, anybody whose contract isn't set up this way, you're not in Miami anymore. Ain't nobody in Miami anymore. Unless you got dead cap hitting them, like Rashard Jones. Christian Wilkins, no need. Eric Rowe. Let me look at Eric Rowe because I want to see how long his contract. I don't remember how long is. Eric Rowe. This is a 1-year deal for Eric Rowe. He making $2.8 million. If he didn't make the team, we only took a $500,000 cut. So he actually made it. They wanted him, but he's also 27 years old. He will be 28 next year. If he plays well this year, once again, they will sign him on a 2 to 3 year deal that is so team friendly. A guy like that, if he plays well, he'll get like a 3-year, $10 million deal. And they'll guarantee 5. Maybe even 4. Team friendly deal. It's a win. What is this troll? Get him out of here. Bye. I don't know who that troll was. Who else we got? Alan Hearns, we know the deal. Kilgore, he's on his way out, unless they redo him. Let's look at Kenyan Drake. Let's check out Kenyan Drake's deal. Which is interesting that Kenyan Drake never got a contract extension already, yet Jakeem Grant did. This is Kenyan Drake's last year of his contract. He's 25 years old and only making $2.2 million. This is an individual, they are going to let him play his contract out. He will get paid what he gets this year. And the way they have it set up, if he balls out this year, it still won't matter because he did it by committee, and they'll still get a team-friendly deal if they choose to continue with him. If they choose to continue with him. He actually will be a free agent after this year unless they franchise or something, but I don't see them doing that on a Kenyan Drake. Unless he becomes this Pro Bowler or something. So we shall see, but at the end of the day, that's a good contract that they don't have to worry about after this year. So, I mean, if he's running well, I will hope that they resign him at some point during the season so that we can lock him down long term if they decide that's the guy they want to go with. But I'm going to tell you now, what's hurting his chances of that being the case is simply the fact that we got a room full of running backs, man. A room full of running backs. They paid Jakeem Grant. Raekwon McMillan getting $1.3 million a year. Raekwon's under contract this year and next year, making $1.5. He's another guy, contract year. 2020, he's under contract, but it's their decision. The contracts of this team, we don't even need to keep going through people. The contracts of this team show you what this team is trying to do. Exactly what they're trying to do. They are no longer in salary cap prison. And do y'all realize our starting linebacker, Sam Egwavon, is only making $495,000 this year with no other incentives, no other signing, nothing. Just $495,000. Starting linebacker. Same thing with Chris Lemon. Same thing with Mark Walton. Same thing with Trent Harris, Stephen Parker, Jamal Wiltz, Ken Webster. All of them. Patrick Laird, $500,000. Preston Williams, $500,000. Jonathan Ledbetter, $500,000. Miles Gaskins, $517,000. Chandler Cox, $517,000. Isaiah Prince, $532,000. Van Ginkel, $572,000. Jason Sanders, wow, $600,000. That's it. Starting guys. Jesse Davis, $645,000. Julian Davenport, $645,000. Devon Godchild, $700,000. Devon Godchild, $700,000. Let me look at his contract, by the way. That's an interesting one to look at. 24 years old. Same situation. They got 2 years worth of him. 2 years. And I can tell y'all now, it's the same situation with Kalen Ballage pretty much. Same situation, man. I love how this is set up. I love how they got the salary caps the way they have it going. Nope, Kalen Ballage, even an extra year, 2021. He is the future. Making less than $1 million every single year, much cheaper than Drake. Every single year, he's going to make less than $1 million under contract. We're going to look at one more, and then I'm done looking at these. If TD would start betting, he would be way more objective. A matter of perspective, bro. Just a matter of perspective. Jerome Baker, 2021. The entire young core is locked down for 2 to 3 years. Crazy thing is, we don't even have to really worry about too many contract extensions for at least another year or two for many of these guys. Yeah, they're all on rookie deals. And don't we see these guys as becoming true starters in this league long term, some of them? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep on drafting guys like this and keep replacing them. So with the original question of who do we pay then, my best answer is cornerbacks that you develop, safeties that you develop, tight ends, a few receivers. Because what people don't realize is even in a $200 million cap, if you started from scratch, the average player is only making about $4.8, $4.9 million. So when you got the $17 million cornerback, when you got the $8 million receiver, $6 million receiver, they're making more cap. You have to ask yourself, at what position am I going to pay less at? Some are saying we are loaded with young non-starters. That's fair for them to say that, Ron. But starting on Sunday, the narrative changes. The narrative changes starting Sunday. Shout out to Beasley with the $8 donation on PayPal. Thank you. Appreciate your love and support. Beasley 1, sorry. TD, do you want them to get Tua? No, I don't. Not now, at least. I don't. Y'all already know my stance on Tua. And nobody's argued with me about it, so I think I've done a good job explaining why I don't. Nobody's really argued with me about it. I mean, I still get people say tank for Tua, but nobody's argued with my stance on why I don't want Tua. What's Davenport's deal? Let me look. At the left tackle, he's making $645,000 this year. Let's look at his contract, though. Beautiful. Beautiful. He's on the contract for this year and next year. Next year, he's making $735,000. It's beautiful across the board. That's a good question. Who is Davenport? Go check out my video yesterday. Oh, well, never mind. You can't. You can't. You can't check out my video because I deleted it because they were going to try to shut the channel down. Davenport is our new starting left tackle. I have high hopes for him. When I watched this film, I was actually impressed. The coaching staff so far is impressed, and they hope it translates on the field for the Miami Dolphins. We're about to find out Sunday. I think that it's an underrated win for the Miami Dolphins, and people won't even recognize it. We might look up 8 years from now and be talking about Julian Davenport being our left tackle, and we'd be just fine with it. Now, if that happens, I couldn't even begin to describe how massive of a trade that was to get rid of Tunsil. So much optimism. I would agree. Miami actually would trade down. A part of me wants them to, Wedson. A part of me wants them to. Let's just hypothetically say that we do very bad this year, hypothetically, because I don't believe so. And say we did get the number 1 overall pick. Darn right, if I was the Miami Dolphins, I would take that number 1 pick and shop it. Who want to give me 2 first-round picks for my number 1 overall pick? I would take those 2 first-round picks in a heartbeat. And then, when we trade with the idiot team that's probably going to be somewhere around 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they're going to take the first-round pick, and they still going to give us the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, the 12th pick, plus their next year pick. So we'll have 3 first-rounders next year. Oh, my God, my head hurt to think about it. Oh, my gosh, it's so beautiful. Then we have 3 first-round picks next year, and we still have 2 first-round picks this year as if we were in next year. And we would have like the, 12th overall pick? You can still get the best tackle, one of the best tackles in the game. You can still get one of the best guards in the game. But hell, TD wouldn't even stop there. I'll take the 12th pick and be like, which one of y'all good, successful teams that's supposed to be good and successful for the next 5 years want this first-round pick? Give me 2 more first-round picks. Now we done moved to the 23rd pick. And next year, we got 4 first-round picks. Next year, we got, 2021, we got 4 first-round picks. And in 2020, we still got 2 first-round picks. We just picking like 22nd. And then I'll stop the madness. And then I'll say, hey, give me one of the best guards in the game at 22. You can find one of the best guards in the game at 22. And then go to work with your round picks. And go to work with your second round picks and bring in some more talent. And then hit free agency again with all these undrafted, bring a whole bunch of them in. But you ain't looking that you got 4 first round picks for 2021. And 2 second round picks still. A team going into 2021 with 4 first round picks and 2 second round picks. Definitely have to do some excellent scouting. Absolutely. 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 You would. But 4 first round picks in 2021, TD playing chess. You better know it. You better know it. You better know it. And the crazy thing is, what I just said is not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched. All these draft assets, all this young talent, y'all don't get it, man. That means you'll have in a 2-year period 6 first-round picks. Hell, as far as I care, all I need is 3 of them to work out. And if you look at the odds, 3 of them will work out. You can still miss on 3. But you got 6 first-round picks. 6. When it's all said and done, you should definitely know who your starting quarterback is in the future, and the whole fan base should be happy about it. When it's all said and done, you shouldn't have any questions about your O-line. Not to mention, every year for the next 4 years, you will have cap space. Every year. Every year for the next 4 years, you'll have cap space. And by the time 2026 comes, 2025, somewhere up in there, you taking every single player on the roster like Drake, like Balaj, like Grant, like Preston, like Christian Wilkins, like all of these young names by 2026. Maybe Christian Wilkins survived that because he's the most recent. But anybody before this year's draft, you taking all of them, and what are you doing? The same thing you just did. First of all, you winning, and then on top of it, you taking every single one of them, and you're saying, hey, we got this guy right here. Do you want to trade? And you start racking up them first and second round picks again. Super Bowl winning Dolphins. You want this Super Bowl player? We willing to trade him. Around 2025, you start unloading them. You give some of them that one good deal, and after they get that one good deal, you unload them and you bring in more young talent because you already got this succession that already came in 2 years ago in 2023. Sitting behind them is death, but ready to take the starting role. You have to run your team like a system of it's a revolving door. It's a what I call a 8-year revolving door. 8-year revolving door. The longest you'll be a Miami Dolphin is about 8 to 9 years. The longest you'll be a Miami Dolphin is about 8 to 9 years. Nothing against you, but 8 to 9 years. And we winning Super Bowls. Hey, TD, I appreciate Chris Greer and Brian Flores at least trying to get Clowney in Miami. Goes to show they aren't even thinking about tanking. And listen, man, people that say that tanking stuff, I promise you when I tell you, they want to be right. The people that keep on yelling tanking, they just want to be right. And right now they're feeling good about themselves because they think the odds of them being right is higher because we done got rid of some what they want to call good players. They just want to be right. And the sad thing is, I'm not going to say they are going to be, but if they're wrong, they're going to be even madder. Flores isn't tanking, Greer is. Now that's fair. I don't agree, but that's fair. That's fair. ATD, did you hear Brian Flores' new interview? He said he is excited give Drake a lot of snaps. Absolutely, he should be. Everybody, Balaz's going to get a lot of snaps too. But Drake is the freshest right now. Drake is going to have an opportunity to prove the critics, including myself, wrong in this sense. Drake has never been a good back early season. Every time he shined and blossomed was after week 11 when everybody's beat up and he's the freshest legs. His history shows you that. He was the starting running back when Frank Gore came in. After 3 games, they benched him. Not benched him, but they limited his reps. They're giving Frank Gore 15 carries a game and Drake 7, 8, or 9. Then later in the season, Drake became the starter again and he ripping people apart. Same thing the year before that. Late in the season, he came on, but early in the season, didn't do so well. This will be his first time to show that from the beginning of the season, he can be a back that can be relied on and depended on. And he might find himself in that front office restructuring his new deal if he can do that. TD, I think you should cut Drake some slack. It wasn't his fault that Gates preferred Frank Gore over him. I disagree with that. First of all, I don't need to cut him slack because it ain't like I'm pressuring him heavy. I drafted the man in my fantasy football because I think he's going to do well this year. What more slack you want me to cut him? And then the second round, by the way, which everybody called me crazy for doing because I believe what he going to do this year that much. I don't need to cut him any slack. And I can't say it was Gates' fault. You know why? Gore was successful in Gates' system. Gore did well. So I can't. He got to come out and prove it right now. TD, what up? I'm at work and still getting it in. All right, Black 305 Dade, I see you, bro. Rosen needs to be the best player on team in next 3 years. So for us not to want to take Tua. Only the coaches will know that, right? Here's the beautiful thing. If Rosen does end up being the future, another player we're going to get on a great deal because of the situation we put him in. Who will spy on Lamar Jackson? The entire defense. But Jerome Baker, that's your man. TD, you'll think different of Drake when you watch his play calls for him to hit the 1 and 2 gaps. Let's see, my man. As long as I contributes to a win, fins up. That ain't going to change my thinking, Donald and Irene Young. That's what I think now, that he's going to have a breakout season. So I don't know how it's going to change my thinking. That's what I think. Rosen will get his chance after the bye week. Lamar Jackson unstoppable on grass. Man, get out of here, man. Man can't even throw the ball. Wetson, we play Sunday, dog, and we gonna win Who cares about the draft? TD, who is your starting O-line for Sunday? O-line? What do you mean? The depth chart came out. You got to go look at the beginning of the video. I lay out every single position. That's what it's going to be. I don't know if you mean outside linebacker or O-lineman. Trash. No good players equal no fantasy players. I don't know about that. Rosen doesn't have to take a snap all year, and they still won't need to get to him. I agree. Didn't get the notification. A lot of people didn't. Lamar over and under 100 yards rushing on Sunday. Under. Speed on the defense everywhere on defense. And that's why he under. Whose defense did you draft, TD? Gosh, I'm in a few leagues, so I'll let you know in a second. Flores just said expect a lot of Kenyan on Sunday. I agree. Expect a lot of Balaj too. I got Chicago's defense starting. Do I have anybody playing Thursday? Just Chicago's D. Just Chicago's D playing Thursday. I hope they do well against Green Bay. By the way, I may be streaming tomorrow night for the game. I may be streaming, so y'all come hang out with me. I'll be calling the game. We'll be getting some Green Bay and Chicago Bears subscribers to the channel. So y'all come on, y'all hang out. We'll talk Dolphin talk. I like to keep it to what we're talking about in the game because it'll be our first football, man. We're gonna see some action, man. I'm getting emotional, man. We got football coming. We got football coming, y'all. Oh my gosh, we've been waiting on this moment. It's finally here, man. It's finally here. Gosh. Tonight is the fantasy drive for the money fantasy draft, for the money league. Tonight is the fantasy draft for the money league. All right. The season. So y'all, I'll be live about that as well tonight. All right. TD, you have to stop this. You throwing the towel in for the season. What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about, Gary. What do I have to stop? I'm not throwing the towel in. Are you going to the Ravens game? Yes, I will be there early, like 10 a.m. out there talking to people, letting them know about the channel. So much hype on Ravens defense, but they have lost a lot of players on defense. Don't worry. We're about to find out Sunday. We're going to give them the business. But anyway, guys, it is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. It is your boy. I am about to get out of here. I will come back to y'all later live, talking more Dolphins football. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for your love and support. Before you get out of here, show your love by hitting the like button, but not just that. If you want to help this channel, the best way you could do it is sharing the link. Go to YouTube. You can go to other YouTube pages. You can go to Facebook. Go to a fan group of the Dolphins. Let them know about TD Fans Talk. Let them know what you think about this channel. And you all have been doing nothing but growing this channel and helping me do it by spreading the word. And I thank y'all. Appreciate y'all love and your support. This is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Love y'all. Peace. Your boy is out. I'll see y'all soon, guys. Handle your business, TD. Peace out. All right, y'all.